All right, and you are suing the defendant for $2,000, claiming he kept the money left over from a graduation gift?
Yes, from my daughter.
All right, where you all know each other from?
Originally, I know this guy going back from our neighborhood recently, and then later on, re-met him again when he started dating my ex-wife.
Recently, as in how long ago?
I've been separate from my ex-wife for about 6 years. I believe he's been dating her for 4 to 5 years.
That's how long you've known him?
I knew him for, yeah, about that time.
Okay. All right, and how's that gone?
Not great. Not great.
I know, that's why I'm laughing already.
Yeah, that's why we're here, right?
And is you have a child in the household and he stays there?
Yes, at my ex house that he stayed, that he plays the role as dad.
How many children? Yeah.
1.
Okay. How old is
17.
he or she? A girl?
She, yes, sir.
She doing well?
She's doing well.
In school?
About to graduate soon, and she's off to college, maybe UCLA.
Watch this, I'm gonna piss him off. Congratulations, man. Proud of your work.
See, that's why we here now. See, that's why we here now.
Does he think he did that?
He a replacement dad.
I'm sorry, man.
It's
You
all right.
ain't been around but for 4 years.
4
And ain't
years.
paid no attention to it since you've been there. You ain't responsible for nothing. He's responsible for her getting in what he sounds like one of the top 10 schools in America,
Oh, he didn't do
UCLA.
that. He didn't do that. She was lost when I came into her life.
Is
So
that
they
right?
didn't have no sense of where she wanted to go for her academics. She wasn't even gonna go to college. They was thinking trade school, but what I seen best for her, she uses her brain. She doesn't really use her hands. That's not what she needed to do for her future.
Do you think about her future when you bought this $2,000 Gucci bag?
The bag was additional to a card that she needs to go off to college.
What about books?
I have
about
her books.
paper?
All of that is taken care
What
of.
about pencils, pens? You see what I'm saying, Judge?
That's all emotion.
He got
That's all
that.
emotions.
Yeah,
Speaking,
he
he
got
has no
that.
evidence of none of that. So I have evidence of everything that I have done. So
Now, let me ask you, how did you influence the child to go in the direction that you thought would benefit her best?
So I make sure every single day I show her the work ethic that I got and the mentality that I have. Before she goes off to school, I'm her #1 teacher. So I make sure that we take time, first and foremost. I give her the time and I let her spend time with me so she can see how I conduct my business. So I'm an entrepreneur. So I'm a sales representative and I'm a marketer. So I show her, I bring her into the field. She doesn't have to work at all, but she can see from a perspective, maybe this is something I want to do. And it's maybe a better option than what he gave her.
And let me say this real quick, because I always like to eliminate stereotypes. You say you're a marketer and work in business.
Absolutely.
A lot of people see that chain, they'll think something different, right?
Mm-hmm.
But folks need to know, just because we wear chains and gold and some of it look like the same ones that drug dealers and everybody wear, don't mean we are. I don't think I'm a drug dealer, and you ain't either.
Uh-huh.
Just want to get rid
I
of that.
like that one.
Just want to get rid of that stereotype, y'all.
Wait, hold on. Friends, did you hear that? The judge is trying to break stereotypes about jewelry and appearance. But the real drama is the money. The biological father trusted the stepfather with $8,000 to buy a sensible car for his daughter. But the stepfather decided to play big spender with someone else's cash. This isn't about being a provider, it's about looking rich while making poor decisions. Let's see how the judge reacts to this Ghetto Fabulous mentality.
Got jewelry, they got them chains.
But for this, Your Honor, I don't know. You might want to wait till we finish
Hey,
this.
that's your 2,000.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry.
You might want to wait, Judge. Don't speak too soon. Let's finish the case.
That's your 2,000.
I got some evidence that say he might be a thug. No, I don't know. Let's see.
He's something
Come on
doing
now.
right.
No, he's not doing too bad, Judge. You just can't trust him with money. You just
But
can't
let me
trust
hear
him.
more about how you became part of that influence. How did you change that mindset to get her to be academically inclined enough to perhaps get in one of the top schools in America?
So right now I got a non-profit organization and I give back to in Buffalo. So I do charitable events in Buffalo. So I fly her, I took her on her first flight so she could see us give out book bags and give out hairdos and basketball tournaments. I inspire her mind to be able to understand she can't just live a regular life. She got to go above and beyond because she need more than just for her. She need enough to give. So that inspired her to say, oh, I got to be somebody better in life. I can't just be what she thought was a reality. But now she got a bigger reality in her mind because of me.
Man, I think you're lucky. Even if he didn't do all this, to inspire your daughter, even if it came from somewhere else, just the person that he is, the things that he's saying, his values and beliefs are the type of, you're not going to get much better, brother. And I wish, quite frankly, years and years and years ago, when his mama run off on me, I wish you'd and then I'd have left him. You would have raised him.
Thank you, man.
You could have did a better job than me, the way I'm listening. From what I'm hearing, couldn't he?
Yeah, I mean, as long as I got that Gucci bag.
What we here today is about right and numbers.
Correct.
And it ain't about
I'm with you.
Right,
2,000 is a lot of money.
Right, especially when you got my first baby going to college.
Yep.
That's my baby girl.
And I'm proud of both of you guys. I'm so proud of both of you guys because we got these, once again, I always like to defeat these stereotypes that we don't want to take care of our family. They don't want to take care of our kids. We don't have it. They go to prison. And I've never met the guys I know from the street and from prison love their children and try to show more for their children than anybody in society. I can tell the professional class who are working so hard that they don't have time to give quality time to their children. All they're doing is working all the time. I see the working class men who do try their best, but they're on the come up. So they're doing as best they can. But quite frankly, those who are less employed, they love their children more. Our society has set this thing up. I say it all the time that men are providers. You gotta be a provider or you're less than a man. And then you don't give us the opportunity to provide. So that's part of manhood in our community. And so I am so glad to see you all defeat those stereotypes because many men would be angry, so angry with you that they would abandon their child. They would be mad with the wife or with the mother. Yeah, she gonna run off with him. But he put all that aside and said, no, we're gonna do this together. Otherwise, how did this 8,000 get in his hand instead of mama's hand?
Right, that part. So we haven't, as you see, seen eye to eye most of the time. So I've been trying to do better. My daughter's about to go to college. We gotta have a good support system. So he reached out. He said he wanted to do something special for my daughter for her graduation. I agree. I was already going to do something special, so I wanted to see what he had in mind. He said he wanted to buy her a car. He told me that the car would be about $16,000 that we're going to have. I'm like, you know what? If I use half of my money with his half, we get my car a better car than if I use just my money, so I agreed to do it. The car was bought. I saw the way that we gave out the car. It wasn't what we talked about. Also, I talked to my daughter after the fact, and I realized he also bought this Gucci bag, which I didn't sign up for. I would have bought her books. So that's why I'm here to get this money back, so I get her these books.
He only spent $6,000 on the car.
Yeah.
All right. Another $2,000, you assume, well, you know some of it went to a Gucci bag or what have you.
Ain't no telling. Maybe ain't no telling what him and his friends did.
I'm surprised. Anyway. I wouldn't expect you to be Ghetto Fabulous.
Me?
Yes.
I'm not Ghetto. I'm not
Ghetto Fabulous. Get that girl a Gucci bag
Look,
and she ain't even at college yet.
One thing I can say is that's a lie. We wanted to gift a car to the daughter, and I wanted to bring him into the situation as a brother because I want to show we
needed my money.
We have had a few altercations, and I just want to have more respect within my household, and he's affected it.
But what makes you think he didn't intend to do something?
All right.
But that ain't where his mind was when you called. He ain't trying to celebrate nothing with you. Come on. You already said y'all done had a couple run-ins, and now you calling him about his daughter instead of his mother.
I'm trying to do better. As
I get you, and I admire that, and that's exactly what he did, sir. He showed you respect, and he showed you love.
I want to break that stereotype of black men not being fathers.
And can't get along when they're, yeah.
So that's the case. You should send me the money.
So this was an attempt. No, this was an attempt. This was an attempt.
Let's be honest. This is all for show. If you wanna, that's what he do.
Hold on
he being a dad for show. He's stepping up as a man for show. But when it's time, Judge, to really do the work and really be there, he's not.
He did. He did the work. He called you with 8,000 in his hand
to get the money for me. To then take
but he had 8,000 of his money.
That I bought. Where his money?
Can I say something?
He did have 8.
Nah, ask him. If he had 8,
you didn't put up your half?
Absolutely. So let me say this.
He did put up his half.
My ex half?
He's upset because he feel like I manipulated the money.
I have evidence
Hold on
that
one
shows he manipulated it. You
This
said
is
nothing
why we have
about. He
altercations.
said
I try
nothing
to be a
about a
man.
bag.
I try to
He
be a
said
man.
nothing about a bag.
That's
Hold on, let me
disrespectful.
ask him a question.
That's
yes, sir?
disrespectful.
Let me ask you though. Couldn't she have gotten a better car with that extra $2,000?
She got a Mercedes-Benz.
Number one, that's another Ghetto Fabulous. What y'all getting this girl
All right,
a
so look,
Mercedes
you could've gave her
and a
a
Gucci
car.
bag?
Now that's
You could've
that's
did
greed.
anything but a Gucci bag for a freshman?
Can I just get some space
Let him
to
talk, sir. Let him talk.
Sorry.
So for us to think that we need more is just being greedy. When we could think about other things that we can prioritize. So what I try to do is be creative, and I distributed the money in different places that can make her happy. This is a young woman that's going to college we talking about. I'm supposed to go above and beyond. I'm an entrepreneur and I conduct a lot of business. So I negotiate very well. I negotiated a better price for us. So now we have funds available to go put in different places. So I went and bought a bag that she's been talking about for months.
Did the car cost $16,000?
No.
That's what you should have done. Negotiated a price down from 20 to 16. If you negotiated something from 16 to 14, you should have negotiated 18 to 16 so that you'd have spent all his money as it was intended to be spent. And I'm gonna go back to this. The symbol is, because you're financially literate. If you're in business and it appears that you're successful, you're financially literate. And it is financially illiterate to buy a 17, 18-year-old child going to college a Mercedes-Benz. I don't care what it costs. It's the image. It's the mindset. And a Gucci bag.
Right.
Thousands of dollars. It's the image and the mindset. She's going up there on campus. Her values are going to be twisted. Guys like I was, and like my buddies were, they're going to prey on her. She's going to be a target.
Right.
She got the Mercedes.
And the
got
Gucci bag.
So I do.
Yeah,
I can't say this. I
I'm
can't
just
say this.
telling
I
you.
never said I was.
Unbelievable. A Mercedes-Benz and a Gucci bag for a freshman? This is exactly what the judge calls financial illiteracy. Instead of putting that money into a trust fund or an education account, they are turning this girl into a target. The stepdad thinks he's a genius because he negotiated the price down, but he literally stole the bio dad's intent for that money. Watch the judge give a lesson on generational wealth that these two men desperately need to hear.
Perfect.
And the Gucci
I never
bag.
said I was
Let him
perfect, but I am attempting to provide
Okay.
for a family.
Yeah, now,
And I
let me
do
give
got
you
a lot
this. Let me finish. You
Go
got
ahead,
to
go
listen.
ahead.
I'm
I'm
giving,
listening.
when I talk, I'm giving some wisdom
I'm
outside
listening.
of the case. Instead of a Mercedes, instead of a Gucci bag, put the money in a trust for her education. Because otherwise, when you hit a slow point in the next 4 years, he hit a slow point. Your woman, her mother hits a slow point. What she got to do? Can I get a loan? Can I get a loan from the government? She riding around in Mercedes talking about she need a loan.
My daughter won't need a loan. She
Okay.
She won't need any
Got
help
it.
because this is why I
Oh,
said.
you already have it put away? All of it?
No.
You
this
have
is-
$200,000 put away.
Not,
So how do you know?
Unless
Unless you got $200,000, you do not have her money to go to college. And you could die, you could become incapacitated, lose your job, lose your business, get sued out of business, and then what? She got a Mercedes though. She may have to pay the government $1,200 a month time she come out of college, but she got that Mercedes, and by now it's 5, 7 years old. So you're really looking like you got an old Mercedes with a bunch of loans and an old Gucci bag from 8 years ago. All right? I'm just giving you some insight that you may not have thought about. And folks, that is financial literacy. They're not talking about you can't read an ad. They're saying your choices has to pay off. I done made more on real estate than the stock market, than the side businesses, than my production companies, than anything. It's been flipping the houses that I live in. Because when it double, what you gonna do? Wait until it go down?
I like how you said the stock market. So I only tell her to spend money that makes itself. So I do got her invested into the S&P 500.
There you go. That's where I'm at.
So that can save her in the future.
Good, good.
can.
All right, but no, you need to put the money away. So if something happened to you, There it is. Go ahead.
Which is getting back to what you're saying, which is my frustration.
So you're going to get your money.
I'm trying to teach my daughter good habits, but at the same time, I'm not just being selfish. I do respect this man, and I do respect what he has done for my daughter. This is why I'm not just thinking about my daughter, I'm thinking about his kids. He out here trying to be a dad to my kids.
Let's not do that.
He needs to be taken care of.
I'm not going to let you criticize him like that. I'm not going to let y'all criticize each other.
He do that every time.
Too well as parents for me to let you sit in here and criticize each other. And if you want to do it when you leave out. I'm not going to let you do it on national television after we've seen and done all these good things about you too. All right. So we're going to end this with you getting your $2,000. He gave you $8,000 with the total intention for you to use it all on the car. Had you come back to him and say, hey, can I use the $2 and he's on to something else? Then yes, but you didn't do that. You used it for the purpose unintended, and that is for a Gucci bag or what have you. But take my advice, please, on that literacy lesson. I beg you. All right, good luck. There it is.
All rise.
Friends, I am honestly sitting here shaking my head after watching this case. We just witnessed a masterclass in how to stay broke while trying to look rich. Let's talk about the dynamic between these two men. On one hand, you have the biological father who stepped up and handed over $8,000, a massive amount of money, to ensure his daughter had a reliable car for college. On the other hand, you have the stepfather, the entrepreneur, who decided that his own ego was more important than the girl's actual future. The level of financial irresponsibility in this room is mind-blowing. The stepfather actually sat there and justified buying a 17-year-old a Mercedes-Benz and a Gucci bag because he negotiated a better price. Sir, you are missing the entire point. As the judge brilliantly explained, you are sending a young woman onto a college campus with a target on her back. You're teaching her that image and labels are more valuable than a solid financial foundation. You had $2,000 left over, and instead of giving it back or putting it toward her books and tuition, you bought a designer bag? That is the definition of being a show-off with someone else's sweat and blood. The irony is that these men are arguing about who is the better father figure, while both of them are failing to teach this girl the most basic lesson in life: financial literacy. They are worried about Pantene versus VO5 and wearing gold chains, while the judge is trying to explain that without a trust fund or a debt-free education, that Mercedes is just an expensive piece of junk that will be worth nothing in 5 years. You're raising a Barbie in a world that requires a boss. I love how the judge didn't just rule on the $2,000, she gave them a life lesson they'll never forget. She called out the Ghetto Fabulous mindset that keeps families in a cycle of poverty. You want to break stereotypes? Then stop buying Gucci bags when your kids need student loans. Stop trying to be a provider for show and start being a protector for real. The biological father was right to be furious. He didn't sign up to fund a lifestyle he doesn't even live himself. Justice was served when the judge ordered the $2,000 back to the biological father. But the real loss today is for the daughter. She's being caught in the middle of two men who think that status symbols equal love. My final take? If you're a parent, your job isn't to make your kid the most stylish person on campus. It's to make them the most secure. A Gucci bag won't pay the rent when times get tough, but a college degree will. But I want to hear from you guys in the comments. Was the biological father being too cheap by wanting his money back? Or was the stepfather the ultimate villain for changing the plan? And what do you think about a freshman driving a Mercedes? Let me know your thoughts below. Hit that like button if you agree with the judge's lesson on financial literacy, and don't forget to subscribe for more courtroom reality checks. Until next time, stay smart with your money and watch who you trust with your graduation gifts.